It ain't. There's no way to serve this game up any finer. Chris Puckett, the day is yours. Guys, let's have a great day of Call of Duty. Chance, how you doing, brother? Sure.
Dude, that hit the core. I was a criminology major. That's probably what I would be doing with my life if I was not commentating Call of Duty. So I don't know how Puckett knows things, but Puckett, he knows everything.
He certainly does. Well, a lot we do know coming up into this matchup, Chance, of course, Vito's the desk touched upon it quite a lot. But this is going to be a fun one. First time we're going to a couple of firsts here in the series either way. But this should be an absolute banger. Both teams, you know, current form spicy. There's going to be a lot of trash talked in this one.
100%. And I will say for like both the question marks for the pick and bans were on Mercado, one for Hardpoint and one for the S&D. The S&D, I have no explanation as to why Florida got rid of that where they're 3-0. I know the 0-5 record looks bad on this map for Florida, but I could sort of see it. 3 of those losses are just to OpTic, and the other 2 were like 10-point games. So I think the stats don't tell the whole story for Florida on this map, but it's still a dangerous game either way because Toronto, well, they're elite.
You can keep the stats already in the game. Florida Mutineers do what they can to hold that bottom side of the minimap P2. That's where it's all at for now. Toronto Ultra with at least 35 seconds to be nabbed here on first. Mercado's a crazy map. We've already seen some wild moments here in the early stages here of Modern Warfare 2 and looking to add to the pile already. Viko, the man of the moment, who had a lot of good time yesterday, trying to make his way to the point. And for now, it's the slow game. It may be the time for Toronto Ultra, but it's the map control for the Florida Mutineers.
Yeah, sort of a default setup. Florida do a nice job of not allowing those spawns to get broken, but the exchange, when you keep the pressure on the bottom of the map, well, maybe you don't get all of the time over towards P1, but I mean, I'd say so far so good for the Mutineers, keeping things locked down. And I mean, I think Røkkr was called out as one of those sort of underrated players on Florida when you're looking like across the league. Strong stuff from him. You get the rotation. Florida looking for a full 60.
Don't forget, Røkkr is a former Toronto Ultra player from way back in the day. Here comes the hit on the hard point, though. Major Maniac, the man there holding down that bottom side of the window. This is the top view, the alleyway through that backside. Here's the open courtyard where those players are going to try to break on through, but you have to get into the cantina, and that is the hardest part of this hard point. Mutineers locking this one down again. Here comes their hit. Havoc's going to find another quick pivot. Oh, takes another one. Havoc has not slowed down whatsoever since yesterday. Sweet Jesus, he's got another.
Very nice moment right there from Havoc, and the patience as well, because 2 of his teammates died behind him. There's players up top, but he holds his L trigger, waits for the first guy to come around the corner, and then delivers for the next few. So solid stuff out of Florida. Set themselves up for a full 60 and ended up getting 45, 50 points off of it. So developed a nice lead. And now trying to develop a pinch on the hill. Havoc, he swung his way across the map. There's a player above him, but already for Ultra, they're scattered on this setup.
Yeah, this is wild. Ultra, oh dear, good work. They're out of scrap. That one opening is going to buy his teammates a little bit of space. Here comes Jamie Craven inside into the hill. Kleenex as well, but Viko can't get any more out of it. Scrapz stays alive. The first man in the kill feed, the last there. The break is good. Ultra finally on the point.
And that's great patience coming out of inside as well. That was the player up top, and he waits an extra few seconds before he chows down low. So Toronto, very well coordinated, and that coordination needs to continue. 2 players being swarmed on the point. Scrap, though, L triggered up. Hey, he gets traded out. Florida, they get the break. And Standy, who has just now gotten his first kill, is dealing with a few. But it looks like for Ultra, it wasn't easy. It wasn't the cleanest hold in the world, but they do get a decent chunk of time working their way back into the game.
And it's all about really slow moments like that. Get as much time as you can out of each hard point. Try to keep the race relatively close. Because for now, Ultra is still locking it down. They're looking towards Barbershop now. That's coming up below right-hand side of the minimap. About to pop now. So far, Mutineers have got the man in there. That will be getting them the time. There's big pressure from Kleenex not to get the kill. Major Maniac up next. Here comes Scrap. Could Scrap get it done with attack? No. Good work there out the Mutineers. Map control theirs. Hard point still in their hands.
And the timing on the spawns right there for Ultra did not pan out because they had actually had a player spawn behind Scrap over towards that bottom cantina, but it is players all over the place. Kleenex is chowing through the front. He's got 2 AR players in the back alley and then Scrap over by the other truck that's on the map. And you got the scattered push, you got the pitches on the hill, and if not for the trophy, you had the coordination for the break. Ultra back inside, and it looks like they deliver. The scattered pushes from Florida, maybe not enough, or there's always someone extra. Such a tricky hill to hold on to, but Ultra execute, they get the job done.
It's a really good test of a team's ability to keep track of players, that hard point. Wow, crazy stuff there, but it comes to a close. You've still got the Florida Mutineers with a slight lead going into next now. We go back over towards the courtyard now of the warehouse. So once again, plenty of hard points here in Mercado. An 8-point game for now. Ultra with the control, but you've got the Mutineers on the outside. Here comes Beakle, first man in the kill feed, gets himself one. Stanley with the immediate bounce bounce back. The rebuttal is there. Any more to be had? Smooth moves? I think not. Kills are good. Numbers starting to dwindle for Ultra. You've got the Mutineers now locking it down. Surely that point is theirs.
Yeah, no hops right there out of Standy. Having problems moving on the map and having problems killing as well. 4 and 10 through the moment, so definitely a little bit of a slow one that Mutineers attempting to take full advantage of. You got Major Maniac on a 5 spree up top in the power position. And Florida maybe showing off that they're not as bad on this map as we thought. Nice little stretch. 7 spree in the cruise secured. All that scrap time and a nice little lead. Mutineers have built themselves.
He's disgusting. Magic Major Maniac stuff right there, just peeling them as they make their way forward. Hardpoint still going the way of the Mutineers. This is a great look for them, though. Here we go. Still in our first set of rotations. Still 7 spree for Major Maniac's going to call in. The streaks now trying to clean up. Bottom side of the cantina now. Anyone on the out and about, they're going to be forcing the inside. Scrapz stays alive. Good use that trophy system made of pure gold. Here we go, though. Mutineers now looking for the break. One from the top side. Vehicle cracks a door, cracks a couple nearly there. Kleenex stays alive. Brack's the next man in, but so far a good hold out of Ultra. Can Brack get it done? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, but the trades are good. Wait, what? Chance, will he see it? No, it's done. Scrap's good. Hardpoint still in contest.
Eventually, right there, Ultra able to make that break, right? Scrappy taking a little bit longer than we thought, and the pre-fire not good enough. And, I mean, you talk about scrap time. This isn't scrap time that's being left right here. This is 30 seconds that Toronto might be able to collect. So these Cantina, whether it's above or below, always a money hill. And this is too much time that Major Maniac does not want to trade away, so he'll fight for the final 10. Knows he's in the corner, but Ultra kept it content, right? They always had an extra player nearby. They were ready for the push, and again, right back in this game.
Yeah, still, though, holding it for now, Florida Mutineers. Let's go for a very quick listen in and see how the boys are sounding.
With you. I'm gonna travel Walker heady for you.
There's 2 deep. There's 2 deep. One was forward.
He's on the corner. I checked it. What the fuck?
Yeah, we
There's
can corner
two.
No, it's only one. It's only one.
There's 2. No, I saw another one. He's one there. Listen, he's gonna reflank middle, Mike.
I'll repinch middle then from yellow van.
Okay. I'm not jumping in carpet.
I'm holding it for a second.
Bidding.
Could be
I'll see
white
him yellow van. I'll see him
fly
out. Just fly out. Dive
okay,
to it.
okay. Left corner.
Got him. One more in hill. With you, garage.
One strip back trips on one flank middle.
Yep, he just flanked it now. All good, guys. We play for house.
He's going middle. He's gonna white truck. He's gonna be white truck. Standing.
I'm wrapping right.
I spawned house. I'm gonna go top. Low is open.
I'm coming
I'm
through.
going now.
Okay.
Yeah, go deep.
I'm waiting for you, Mike.
You're gonna be playing for the house.
Okay.
I'm looking over you.
Dark. Kleenex dark. He's punching out yellow van.
Yellow van, he knows I'm here.
Back long right now. Back long. I push now.
Yeah, I mean, came. He's dark. LL, 2 head cut.
He's dead.
Nice.
He's pushing up long. Scrap.
Okay. I saw
That's 1 B cut. That's 1 B cut.
He's low house. To tables. Low house.
We're missing Kleenex good spawn.
I mean, bro. They spawn head. For the guy left. I'm waiting for the guy on old. There's nothing old. Scrap.
I can get your tunnel.
I'm holding L.
We can play
He's L Scrap. He's coming.
No, RB inside. He's on
Edge
RB.
cut.
Okay.
Let's go
Do
right
something
now.
together from PD side. I'm gonna go dark, bro.
Tunnel dead.
I'm gonna go bitch.
I got the left spawn. Top 10 on me.
Okay.
One's gonna be gate. One's gonna be gate or RV.
Top
10 and wait, he's
Close,
bottom out.
close to me.
Bottom dark. Nice.
And in L Scrap weak.
In L, and then one's probably god heading. White truck on me.
And L, one's L as well.
Inside one shot white truck.
2 are L and hedge cut going deep brick.
And you hear from the comms that the game plan from Florida is absolutely sound. They knew what corners to check. They knew what late pinches were going to be coming through. But the execution on the ideas, non-existent. And Toronto Ultra have just taken over this game.
Oh, what a turnaround for Ultra now. Standy, the man who started the game, 0-6, is now 15-14. He's managed to transform this moment. First hard point, all safe and sound. Ultra have managed to get a decent chunk of it. Second now, all set up for them. This is a brilliant moment for Toronto Ultra to try to walk away with this one. Counter-attack now from the Mutineers. Got to be clean as hail. And clean is the name of the game, but it's the wrong side. It's Kleenex. It's 2 for him. It's 23 overall, and he's got this side of the map all his.
Yeah, and that's that SMG duo as well. Standy again with those pinches through the middle of the map. He started off slow, like 2 and 8 at one point, 4 and 10. Well, he's made it to positive territory, and when he turns the game around on a 4 spree, I mean, you just see that the lead has become almost astronomical at this point.
It's not over yet, though. Here come the Mutineers upstairs, trying to clear these spots out. They're running out of numbers. A couple of players through the back line. There's 30 seconds still to be had here, so you're not going to let this one go. You have to get in the point. You've got to slow this one down. You've got to get more pressure on this one. And here come the Mutineers. It's a good late break. 20 seconds going their way. Rotation's going to be done as well. Oh, Brack has just got a sweet spawn.
Yeah, the best spawn of all time. How are you ever going to read that? And maybe a moment of life and opportunity to try to claw your way back in this game. But you got a long way to go. And if Insight and the Swarm from Ultra is like this, I don't know what you can do.
God.
Havoc puts 2 in a blender.
Got him. But wait.
And the host ended the game. Okay. Tilting for everybody involved.
Oh,
I have no idea what the hell just happened.
Oh, the face of Scrap there. We were annoyed about something. We saw Havoc get a sweet 3-piece from the old Skycam. We will get an official ruling of what has just happened, but all right, Ultra, they get it.
No, I'll wait for the official ruling.
I'll wait for the official ruling.
Noah hit 250. In my opinion, that's how to win hardpoint, but I guess we'll see.
All right, we'll see what happens. Either way, though, what a crazy matchup. Okay, we did lose a DC so late into the game as well there. Wow, 235 to 155. We will wait on an official ruling before giving the crown to anyone, but that is a tough scene to be in. What a matchup that was. What a fantastic comeback from Toronto Ultra. Started a little slow, all Mutineers all day. Then towards the latter end of the matchup, obviously when the sun went down, Ultra came up. Crazy stuff from them. Either way, though, first map, not quite done yet, friends. Again, we are waiting on an official ruling there, but we saw some ish on that one, Chance.
Yeah, I mean, Mercado is very much a map, and obviously it is hill-to-hill dependent, and when you have 7 of them, it takes a long time to sort of break into the details, but it is very much a map that if you make, like, a single mistake, a single bad push, or you get 3-pieced once, like, that's just going to let things spiral out of control, because I think the listening was perfectly timed. Florida was playing very well, neck and neck, had a nice little lead, and then we heard in the comms the one moment where they don't check the corner that CleanX was in. That hill turns into a full 60. The next section of the comms we're listening to is them saying, hey, we know where Standy is. He's going to late pinch through mid. And we heard Major Maniac saying he was going to pick it up, but eventually just like too much time passes. They don't expect the late pinch anymore. And that's when Standy comes through, picks up a 2-piece, and just completely kills your push. And like, those are the moments where the game spirals out of control. Mutineers were heads up, but again, the execution just not there. And obviously Toronto, I mean, they really started running away with it.
They really did. Well, the cool news is they get a chance to run away with it all over again. We did have Standy lag out of the game with the last possible moments there. Obviously, it was 15 for the win. However, ruling states, and both teams are down with it. We're running it back, ladies and gentlemen. So we hope you love Mercado Hardpoint. You get another one. Here we go, mate. This is going to be interesting. We're going to see a repeat. We're going to see a blowout. What in the name of goodness happens?
I mean, again, the expectation is certainly for Toronto to be the better hardpoint team. Florida have the 12th overall in a league with 12 teams hardpoint record. So, I mean, that is certainly the game was shaping up the way that it was expected. And I don't know, man. I just looking at that moment for Ultra, like not reading the completely unreadable spawn of Brack for no reason gets gifted a rotation just for the spiciness of the openings. But that's just the way the map plays. But I'd say if nothing else from Ultra, maybe try to have a stronger opening break. I think it was like after P2 where they got nearly full 60 and were never able to flip those spawns. I know certainly that's something they're going to be looking to do. And obviously Standy and CleanX will be the duo, in my opinion, to try to be the ones to push through and actually make those breaks happen. Because I don't think Standy, he might have started slow for the first few minutes, but he certainly eventually was able to find the hot hand that will carry into the reset. He's very happy in the camp.
Oh, he did. I think he finished the game with the last sort of time we saw him before being brought down, like a 6 spree or a 7 spree. Same there from Major Maniac. Again, he managed to pull some streaks out. We saw a cruise missile getting involved there. And again, I think both sides, a hot start to the series. Consider that the warm-up, ladies and gents, because now we're really getting to the meat and bones of this one. Search and Destroy come up after this as well. We'll touch upon that a little bit later on, but that could be an exciting toss-up. We're almost ready to go. Fist bumps are out. That means it's time to get back into the game, ladies and gents. And again, I hope you love Mercado Hardpoint because we're running it back, baby. Here we go.
Bienvenidos. I don't know what that means, but
welcome,
sounds nice to say. Welcome. Hey, welcome back to the map then. The run it back as well as Boston coming up early February for that one. I'd say Toronto, they're just looking to be the team at the top at the end of the tournament, and Florida still in sort of that looking for improvement situation because, again, if you're at the bottom of the league at anything, especially a game mode where there's 2 maps in the series, I think a win is not quite yet on the horizon. So we need to see these improvements, and we need to see them fast on the side of Florida Mutineers.
Well, here we go. We're going to run it straight back into the hard point. We have it. And again, Mutineers opened the last one up pretty strong, as does Brack once again. Nice 2-piece into the hill. Already you find the Florida Mutineers. Now they had perfect control of P2 the last time round, so we get to put them to the test once again. Can the boys of Ultra find their way forward this time a little stronger? And it looks like, Chance, the answer is no.
Oh, they've just got him completely contained as well. I think Ultra trying to work through the gate side of the map, and hey, they get a couple of those kills with attack 56s, so things are at least opened up, but this is a sizable lead already built over towards P1, and those spawns have not flipped yet, so talk about on the reset, maybe the idea of Ultra making improvements. Instead, it's Florida that look even better.
Yeah, they look even better this time around. 28-7, different looks though. Final few seconds going to be going the way of howdy diddly doodly. Nope. Havoc's going to get it of the boys of the Mutineers. Final 10, looking for the close break. Scrapz still alive here. He's got himself a sweet spot. This is a good place to be. He's got a teammate with him. That's going to be Standy making his way through the backside now. So you've got the hard point basically all yours. Spawns have flipped. You've got one player left to deal with, but Major Maniac, as quiet as you like, he's going to play this one very sensible. Wait for the boys to roll up. Here come the Mutineers, already in the kill feed, getting things going. Standy's got to catch these players out fast.
Oh my
God. A lot of kills, though, Brack. It's 4. One of them was a teammate, but the break is theirs.
Hey, he wants them all. He'll just take the whole lobby down with them. That was actually Ultra doing a wonderful job of approaching P2 just for a moment like that, for the life to get snatched out of their lungs. And now you turn it into a situation for, I mean, hey, final 30 seconds. It's not fun to have to deal with. You're getting picked apart. And I mean, hey, deja vu all over again. I think it's almost the exact same score line we have going into P3.
Oh, man. Here comes the aggressive comb across the middle of the map. Got to watch out for Scrap, who has the cross covered, but you've already got members of the Mutineers now on the inside. Towards the back line. Here comes Insight with the old window hops. No trophies there to save him. 3 members now on the point. The last man on the outside. The Mutineers have got all angles covered, but they don't have the numbers.
Yeah, they're waiting for the pinch as well. Havoc has been working the flank for quite some time, but Ultra, they have the setup, they have the reads for all these plays, and as soon as Havoc falls, everyone else can just turn their attention to the other direction. So the next 3 players on Florida, they got to hit through the same side, all to the front.
Yep, here we go. Through the front. Vehicle bad timing. Not able to get anything out of that one. Here we go, though. Ultra still keeping it together. What a reach out. From Kleenex finds another one as well. Scrap with 2. Beautiful work. All 4 down. Mutineers back to the drawing board.
Yeah, absolutely nothing on that push. As soon as Kleenex finds that first kill on Havoc, the rest of Mutineers absolutely stagnant. Only given one direction to look for Ultra, and they make that look easy. And we talk about Standy, technically a slow start, but also the man has a minute inside the hill, so he's been bored just collecting this time as his teammates having fun on this rotation. 2 clean kills in the feed. The approach is pretty quick over towards New. I guess Florida, though, they do get a very close spawn, so those early kills don't really matter.
Don't matter too much, but over to the barbershop we go. Ultra with an earlier lead than the last time round. How the break's going to look this time. It was not an easy thing to do first go. Scrap making his way slowly in there. The spree's still on. If Brack pokes a barrel, spotted him, closed door. Says all you need to know. That's awkward as hell. Gets it. Clean break. Toronto are in.
And that was an interesting moment of no one actually watching the back door at all, and the player in the back alley not watching anything. So Ultra effectively just a cakewalk into the hill, and Scrap happy for it. 10 kills to his name. Where he falls, his teammate should be there for the cleanup, or maybe Mutineers actually a nice little bounce back as the fight for these final 30 seconds, the absolute trade fest and nade fest that will exist on this hill.
Well, Insight's frag grenade actually destroyed his team's trophy in there. So with that, I mean, it just meant that he was going to get blown up a second later. Crazy stuff. The delicate balance of the to and fro there on the inside of the barbershop. That concussion from Standy. Perfect time. He slows it down. Here come the trophy. Wow, what a move. Mutineers are out. Great hold. Here's the late break, or the early break rather, on the next hard point as they have smashed their way through.
Oh, Vehicle is flying as well, straight out the window just for the extra kills and the extra intel, but it is flanks for days, and Standy got behind enemy lines. Little 1v1 maybe between him and Havoc. The spot Havoc loves to play. We've seen him do it in 1v1s, but for the moment, it is just not an easy hard point to live inside of.
That nods. Havoc can't get any more out of that crazy little run. The courtyard now is a wide open space. Ultra with the numbers. Lined up through the dark alleyway. Here comes the space to work with. They're getting it done. 1 kill at a time. Brack can't get any more out of it. Kleenex, what a 2. Unbelievable stuff. Hardpoint Ultra.
Yeah, Kleenex was tagged up in that engagement as well, so nice little move. I think Havoc might be thinking about a late hit towards the point, or maybe just a rotation. That's a lot of time that just got chalked up, and that will be Ultra taking the lead. But if you're chalking the time, that means you want the control of up top, but Standy causing all sorts of problems. And it's the SMG duo again that opens things up, and it's Standy that is going to close that door and shut them down. Rotation by Ultra, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Scrapz once again got the middle cross covered. If anyone tries to hit that alleyway, they're in danger. There goes 1. Pops up for the second. Gets it as well. Vehicle and Havoc now pushing up daisies as you see Toronto Ultra pushing up the score.
I mean, That's just too easy, in all honesty, right? SMGs all over the map, whether it's Scrappy with it in hand or the actual duo, but a free rotation after they got the final 20 seconds of the scrap, and that's one of those Mercado moments where Florida, you make that one mistake, you drop the ball for a second, and it is going to be absurdly difficult to try to fight back in, because you're forced to fly to the hill with the TAC 56. Easy trades right there from Insight. And maybe just one final push from Florida looking for the scrap.
Oh, it's the dad strength right there. That moustache powering him up. A solid amount. If you've ever held a moustache in your life, male friends, let me tell you, it does help out a lot. 160 to 112 now. We did a listen in with the Florida Mutineers the first go around. This time, though, let's listen to Toronto Ultra.
I'm gonna
P4 truck, P4 truck, Vickle, and he's left-hand corner P4 truck.
Close left.
Yep, close left.
I'm gonna help you in P4.
Give me a second. I'm stunning.
Spawn ladder, I'm
I
repitching your
stun
ladder.
myself, bro. Close left, close left. Watch out.
Laying in pallets.
Weak, close left. And on the blue car,
Havoc's pallets going
still
gate.
behind the door.
Pallets
Right
to
behind the door.
Okay,
Blue car,
dead.
watch out. Blue car, watch out. One's in P4, I think. In P4 now. In P4 now.
I'm absolutely running me.
Ran back alley, Jimmy.
Dead.
Nice.
Yeah, one's on the blue truck.
Havoc
Blue
was
truck.
gate.
We got in hell still.
Tell me, like, you can kill him. Blue truck, blue truck, blue truck, blue truck.
Dead.
Nice. Last guy.
RV, let's go.
Good time.
RV, one shot. Challenging left side RV. Just holding left side. Holding the left side, laying down.
Spawning
Got another one RV, challenging right, left side, challenging left side again.
Yeah, two ladder.
Need you to come across hell. So I got one lockers.
One more lockers, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Last guy lockers.
Yep.
Weak.
Really weak.
Weaker than.
Yo, two lockers.
Yeah, just stay down. Do there. I'm rotating.
Yo, two challenging safe side. One more. Nice, Jimmy. One more.
I think they're playing through road.
One more, you're fucking better. One more, Jimmy, one more.
Hold me again.
I'm helping your gate, Jamie.
I have secret now,
Gate
Scrap.
dead, Jamie.
One more, Jamie. One more.
I have your
On you.
help. I have
Last
your
guy
help.
Havoc.
I have your help. I have your help.
No, one second.
One more weak.
Yes.
I'll get
Oh,
six.
lockers again, iLLeY.
There you go.
It's close. 100%
They
there.
give me my gate.
I'll be my cut.
Yes.
Got him lockers, I think
Stay
it's got
down.
Eddie on me.
Nothing got ready.
Make a push up mid. He's mid cut. Stunned.
I have it, chow.
You're going like towards Zig.
Nice, big win.
Challenging me
Keep up, bro.
mid. Challenging me mid. Good.
Ladder on me.
I'm coming, iLLeY. I'm coming. I'm here now. I'm here.
To make cuts
Ladder.
though.
One shot ladder.
Bad,
RV.
cut
Another
still.
two spawning
Still
ladder, Jamie.
How'd you
Mid cut and two ladder.
I have mid cut.
Do you have my mid?
Gave me, absolute.
Nothing here.
I'm up in mid,
people
I'm up
check
in mid,
that.
I'm up in
T7
mid.
in mid
We're still
cut.
looking grateful.
I'm in the right.
One's the mid cut. One's
The
the mid cut.
gate's weak.
I need your mid cut.
Wrap over you.
Easy to digest comms as they're calm as ever, of course, with the occasional flavor from Scrappy in those moments. But I think Major Maniac just got his first kill in the past like 3 minutes, as it's been Scrap on the flip side that has been dominating the feed. As Ultra, I mean, again, similar shades of last time. Once they get the ball rolling, they just simply take over.
Yeah, they're not stopping, are they? It is literally relentless right now from Ultra. What a move out of them. The restart has not hindered them whatsoever. History has repeated itself. Here we go, though, into P2. We are lined up as Insight. He is lining up Major Maniac, looking for a few more here. Vehicle can't get through middle. It's a clean 4 down. Florida Mutineers, you gotta go big right now.
And that is a clean GG, and obviously even pro teams, it's never easy to read these spawns. All 4 players on the right side, but Ultra, they'll figure it out. They got the corner, they got the dolphin dives, and they got the 3-stack, the last-ditch effort to try to fight for this time as Scrap is surrounded, but that's where he likes to be, right in the mix.
Right in the mix, final few moments. Can he get the break here? No, we're gonna see Florida Mutineers stay alive for a few moments longer. Ultra now, shoulder to shoulder. There's no eye in team, but they're making it work as they've got the eye on the prize right now. One more break and they can get in this one. They have to buy that time though, get things going. Not over yet. Here we go. Into the point. That's the final kills. That should be it. That should be game. That should be the first .2 map completed. Toronto Ultra. What a bounce back here on Mercado.
GG, done and dusted. Number 12 hardpoint team in the game. Ultra having a lot of fun. Insight maybe feeling a little bit of fire. And it's Scrappy with a smile on his face is, I don't know, that's an intense look for a map 1 that felt more like a cakewalk for the Ultra boys.
I will say, I'm all for this 2023 MW2 trend of like spit into the camera. I'm with it, man. I'm absolutely all about it. 1-0 so far in the series. Florida Mutineers unable to get anything going on either of those Mercado hardpoints, but 250 to 165 will be the final score of our first map. And again, a massive bit of work there from Standy. First time around, not so great. CleanX as well in the damage department. Great work out of them. But Chance, what was it? Was it all rotation? Was it strictly gunny? What was the secret to success for Toronto Ultra?
Well, if you're looking at the Ultra like duos that you have, the SMG duos were absolutely putting out like the damage, and the rest of like the AR players just comfortable sitting inside the hill, soaking up some time, and actually collecting all of the kills, all the non-tradeds as well. So I think their life was just able to be very easy, more or less the entire time. And I mean, on the flip side, for Major Maniac, only 1,400 damage, only 10 kills to his name, and him and Havoc were allergic to the hill on this one as they were unable to find it. So a bit of a cakewalk there on the reset. But if you were a gambling man, this is exactly what you would expect for the series. Most of the Mutineers games really don't start until map 2.
They don't. Well, map 2 is just around the corner. Before we get to that, a look across the highlights. And I'm not sure if this is a full... Actually, yeah, it is. It might be the full package of both the matches, which we saw some brilliant sprees in. Major Maniac in the first one. Crazy stuff. We saw a wonderful bit of work from Stanley. CleanX again. Look at this back and forth. Wonderful comms from both teams. Great little moments created there. And you certainly need that on Mikado. It has to be the sort of precision of getting those breaks, managing to take care of everything with it. Trophies, teammates, making sure spawns are good. MW2, she's grown up before our very eyes, Chance, but no one quite has mastery of it yet.
And, you know, one of the moments we just saw in the highlights was like that first P3 hill, like over towards 10 of like Florida Mutineers. Again, I think for the most part, sort of have the right idea. But if you remember when Havoc got killed on the flank and the other 3 players from Florida just stopped in their tracks, didn't know what to do, took way too long to make anything happen and just get picked apart. And that's where the game got sort of turned away, where Ultra like picked up a full 60, had all the time in the world to actually set themselves up on rotations. And it sort of feels like if that like initial game plan breaks down, Florida, at least in hardpoint, not able to handle the chaos and clutch up. And I'd say for Ultra, again, smiles on their faces for reasons. Comfortable map 1.
Jamie's a smile. I mean, Insight is absolutely losing it. 2023 trends, ladies and gents. We'll see plenty of that. He's still going. They're still going. What could they be saying?
Honestly, there's no anger and animosity. Scrapz is probably just telling Insight to get fired up, so Insight's probably just screwing. Like, he's just trolling. He's just having... That would be my guess. But
I would be surprised if he's just screaming what he's had for breakfast very loudly at the camera, which I honestly think is a great idea. Can we get a badly lit red CDL edition with some of these cams? Because my God, would it be brilliant. CleanX not at all amused by the victory in the first or the second replay, but for now, Ultra sitting pretty. As for the rest of the Florida Mutineers, a little bit of growing to do there on hardpoint Mikado.
Yeah, CleanX might be a perfectionist. He stunned himself one time on that map, so he's very like down about it. Guys, I need to be better next time. I know I had all the damage in the world and set you guys up perfectly, but I'll be better. Speaking of being better, on map 2, this is where Florida have absolutely been like shining. Obviously not just S&D, but this map specifically. 3-0. They're the second best team on attacking rounds in the game. 11-4 on offense overall. So that's what I'm paying attention to for the side of Florida. But S&D generically is kind of interesting. Both of these teams have a 9-5 record, which is like tied for the 3rd best overall. But statistically, Ultra do kind of just look better across the board. They're, well, slightly worse in the first blood category, but they win more of their 3v4s. They're better at converting the rounds when they actually get the first blood. In Florida, a lot of their stats in search aren't particularly great, like 11th overall in actually getting the first bloods, middle of the pack in clutching 3v4s, middle of the pack in converting the rounds when they get the wins. Where Florida shine, it is in round 11s. They're 5-1 in round 11s. Half of their games nearly have gone the distance, and they're just ridiculously clutch. But in terms of like actual dominance in search and destroy, Florida haven't really exhibited that. And I think Ultra, again, statistically, if not neck and neck, maybe a slight edge. You just don't want to have the ice battle against Florida.
All right, so game plan right now is don't go to round 11 against Florida. That's the game.
Pretty much.
That's. I mean, Ultra statistically, the way you set that one up, nearly every single scenario, Toronto Ultra have the advantage in search and destroy, except for the round 11. So don't go to round 11 if you're Ultra. Get it done way before then. We have a lobby crash. Somebody did it. It's someone's fault, and it's probably one of these players on screen right now. We're almost ready to get into the search and destroy. aBeZy coming up next. Now, aBeZy, Chance, has fast become a very, very exciting search and destroy map to watch. We're seeing more snipes than ever. Especially this sort of, this early into the game, which is very, very fun for me. Obviously, Clayster being one of those guys we've seen hit those big bangers. I'm hearing something about dance moves. What's going on here? We got some dance moves? This is here we go. What's happening? Oh, Insight.
Oh, the sprinkler.
He's sprinkling them. Oh, hang on. Unbelievable. That's team chemistry, the synergy there that you simply cannot make up. Oh, wait, CleanX is throwing something here as well. Oh, my God, man. A team that dances together prances together. I suppose it is. CleanX, they're a man of many talents. The whole squad having a real good time right now. What we're becoming more and more talented these days, Chance. I mean, New York Subliners are all exceptional singers. Toronto Ultra dancers. I wonder if anyone's good with, you know, what team has got the best sort of like knit game going on? Who's putting together them nice cable knit fisherman sweaters, huh?
Look, if you have the Dutch dancer in CleanX on your team, I just feel like he exudes talents, right? I mean, he's upset with himself for the one self-stun that he had, and I think Standy hasn't even shown off any of the goods. He's a player that wasn't really dancing too much, but when your teammates are soaking up the limelight, happy to sit back and just enjoy the time with your team, you know?
I think Standy, he also feels like a TikTok superstar in the making. You get Standy... I
don't know what that means, but sure, yes, look, I agree.
You get Standy up there, you know, like, I don't know whether he has to throw it back or what he has to do or whip it. I don't know. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy to sort of even theorize this. We have a team of professionals that are far more capable, but I'd love to see the entirety of the Toronto Ultra squad bust a move. Absolutely bust a move. Of course, later on in the year, we may get to see that on stage in their own city. But until then, we've got an aLLeY search and destroy to play, Scrapz, so you better get them yawns out the way, mate. Get us into the game. Major Maniac's over here. Oh, there he is. Welcome back, Mike. We missed you.
He's looking for the best angle to head glitch his camera, so he's always like trying to overcome, try to adapt. Obviously struggled a little bit in the map number 1, so he's making those micro adjustments going into aLLeY, and very much a map that is more of his playground.
We'll see. For now, though, back to the search and destroy, I think we are waiting on the lobby to get things up and running again. Statistically, Chance, I mean, we've already sold the story that Toronto Ultra should be in the driver's seat up until the final dire moments of what could be a very exciting close game. Any sort of major takeaways from Florida Mutineers? Of course, Havok, a brilliant search and destroy player. Major Maniac, one of the most composed individuals, I think, on the Northern Hemisphere. I think they're a solid team and a dangerous one to go up in the mode regardless.
I mean, look, very much a Northern Hemisphere player. I think if we ever dip to the South, I think that would translate a little bit differently. I have no idea. No, the setup for me is Florida slightly, well, not even slightly better. I think Toronto might be slightly better at S&D outside of like those round 11 clutches specific to aLLeY. I think the only true standout thing as like a disparity between these two teams is the attacking rounds for Florida. That is sort of the system for Ultra. If you can just contain them when you're on defense and not let them make moves, like be the Dutch dancer around the Danish 8 point and not give the Danish. Sorry. Those are different places, aren't they?
They are.
Look, American educational system.
It's fine.
You only do so much.
Well, I'll save you here, mate. We've got a good look though from Havok, because of course yesterday he had a fantastic ace in yesterday's series. The man is bringing the same kind of fire into today's gameplay. Colt Havok, a welcome return of the league, and with moments like this, it's hard not to be a fan.
I mean, speaking of dance moves, right? Just getting the nice little 4-pocket ace as well. And that's, I mean, again, sort of systematic of what the team is good at, where they actually shot. They do the big moments. They have the clutch. They have the takeover capacity. And even on aLLeY, Havok will be doing the exact same thing. But the crazier part is, even with a threat like Havok on your team and how good he is at search and destroy, Florida Mutineers are 11th in first blood percentage across all the maps. So they're really just a team that makes the best of bad situations in the game mode. And maybe if you want to tie that into their hard point, where in their hard point, their initial game plan always sound a good idea on the map, but if there's that breakdown, they don't handle the chaos. The polar opposite in search and destroy, they're not going to get the first blood, but they handle the chaos and the pressure in this game mode that even when that initial plan fails, I mean, just so much bailout potential on this team.
Well, we're almost ready to get things going, ladies and gents. Now, if you're wondering how you can also get as well dressed as the many players you'll be seeing in today's matchups, of course, Ultra Mutineers, we've got a little bit of OpTic Boston later on today, and of course, the Battle of LA, the final match of today. Head over to the shop.callofdutyleague.com to get yourself decked out in some sweet apparel, the official shop of the Call of Duty League. All your favorites team there. And look, if you're not all about that IRL, why don't you go for it digitally? Dive on into the game. You can get yourself all of the skins available there. So whether you want to be dressed out in the flesh or in the, the pixel or what, I don't know what to call it. But there you go. Of course, the shop inside game as well. All of your team packs are available. You do get all sorts of goodies. You get weapon skins, calling cards. You get weapon charms, I believe. You get all sorts. Emblems. They're all dancing, they're all animated. And you will be too. Looking like that. LA Thieves, even though they got nerfed, still that skin is still extremely prevalent in game. Even though it was like, when it first came out, jet black, like top to toe. Absolute ninja vibes. Now, though, still looks pretty good. Still pretty, I find a lot of, players in bushes and in corners at all times, Chance, wearing that skin.
Absolutely. And I think even like on a color scheme front, a lot of overlap between the two teams. And then something like the yellow from the New York Subliners absolutely stands out, but also stand out things in the standings as well. I think we can take a look at the overall standings throughout this year and just see how things have shaped up. Pretty dominant record over there for the New York Subliners, the only team so far with double-digit wins. And I mean, 10-3 just looks phenomenal overall. Ultra, a team we have talked about looking to be dominant towards the top. Obviously, second overall is not too shabby, and I think even just purely for like the Major II split that we have right now, Ultra, if they get this win over Florida, have set themselves up almost for like a guarantee to make it out of winners bracket. They go up to 2-0 and be in a very sweet spot.
Of course, we are still playing for seeding going into Major II. Every single map and every single match counts. And again, that also counts towards the run towards champs later on in this year. More on that as the season progresses. But until then, this series must progress. We're almost ready to get into aBeZy Search and Destroy. We're so close, friends. We can taste it. We can taste that dusty, dirty warehouse somewhere in the middle of Las Almas. And so can our players. They're all getting excited. Standy just had a demon in him for a moment. Vehicle's thinking very, very hard and fast about what to do in this upcoming game. And Havoc is frankly just looking to get another highlight reel moment that the Florida Mutineers Twitter account can bang out with some fun music and a good meme.
And add to the collection as well, because I think Havoc, I mean, he has quite literally built a career. I mean, you could, the 1v4 he had on, Riot S&D, I think it was, back in AW against OpTic, like, literally in S&D, highlights, Havoc has his bread and butter. Even, like, on the day-to-day, this man is still playing, like, 1v1 chows in Search, like, in the mornings. It's what he does. He is an absolute grinder, and, I mean, I think at this point, maybe one of the most like underrated players like of all time in a sense, or like underrated careers at the very least, because I think I saw some stats from Brian's stats a week or so ago that Havoc in like the online stages in the CDL has one of the best records overall of players that weren't either on like Empire, OpTic, or Atlanta FaZe. So he's just a ridiculously sneaky player in every sense of the word.
Sneaky is something you really have to be in this game. I mean, if you can put yourself in a sweet spot, if you can abuse the lack thereof of dead silence on the reg, then kudos to you. Not an easy thing to do. So being sneaky in this game, absolutely crucial. Think about that one, friends. That doesn't mean just sitting in corners. Here we go, though, nearly ready to rock and roll. We should see some fist bumps in a brief moment. Everyone's sitting up. CleanX is bouncing. Here we go. The fist bumps are out, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for map number 2.
Hey, like all of that waiting, we're about to go into an aLLeY where the first like minute of this round, nobody's gonna move either. So we're gonna be starting things off slow until, you know, trophies come out, the dead silences get ready to be activated, and players can actually attempt to make plays on the map. But it'll be a little bit stagnant initially, at least that prediction. And we did talk about the first bloods, how Florida 11th overall. That's across all maps. This is one of the maps where they're actually stand out 56%. Probably not good enough for the number one. And Standy is making almost the exact same face I am because the lobby crashed again, but
Standy
not quite the same.
Not identical, but we have, we have sadly lost the lobby once again. Standy, Scrap, everyone. I mean, the frustrations are there. Scrap's bouncing all around, but that's a shame. We will get back in this one ASAP. Major Medic's headsets are off. Like, good God. Come on, team.
Inside and CleanX, by the way, their heads going back and forth looking at the Americans of like, one guy's frozen, the other guy's working out doing tricep dips. Scrap is now invading personal space. Hey, these guys might want to go back to Europe. They
poor guys. The poor guys. Well, everyone in the chat, again, for those of you who have got some serious channel points riding on this game, I actually do as well. I've got 10k on a team that I'm wearing right now, but you can't see that because I'm home. But we're almost... What? Hey! Ho, hey, oh, hey, what are you talking about? Hey, almost ready. Toronto Ultra Florida Mutineers map number 2, and not too far off this one. You know what, ladies and gents, we're gonna save you the shenanigans. We're gonna go to a very quick commercial break. When we come back, it's time for Search and Destroy, and Scrap may be hitting land speed records in that chair. and gentlemen, welcome back to Call of Duty League. Sorry. Why I got any food in the beard? We're clear. All right, let's rock and roll. Almost ready to get an aLLeY search and destroy. Map number 2. Tricky one today. Of course, game delays happen. These things do happen. But once we get into this matchup, baby, there ain't no going back.
If.
What?
You say once, I say if.
Don't be like that. We're rolling in. We're going to see the goods. We're going to see some bombs get planted, maybe a bomb or two defused. We're going to see some snippety snipes. We're going to see some mean flanks, and we're going to see 2 teams wait for dead silence. Let's get it.
Hey, we got all 8 players in the lobby. Something you love to see. And you can be aggressive at the start just to get in position. But once you are in position, yes, you must pump the brakes. You must stop. And you must take advantage of the map control that you have. Brak will be doing the dance on the left-hand side of the map. And hey, good enough to dance on that one. Insight Sprinkler not activated. He gets dropped back down in Florida. Man advantage.
Somebody must have stepped in the hose pipe. Well, Kleenex. My good God, Havoc. Oh my God, he's done it again. Another sweet flank 4v1 situation now for Scrap. Good luck. Have fun. Deddy nowhere near ready. This kill's going to help though. Vehicle put the pressure on. I don't think this is going to happen. Look at those white arrows on the minimap. The Mutineers. Florida man. They're coming for that kill.
And Florida man is the most dangerous person to have hunting you down, especially when there's 4 of them. And this is also a round where, I mean, this is 4 players alive for Florida that just had all that extra time to get the dead silence accrued, get the trophies just a little bit closer. And I think they'll have 2 of those, you know, field upgrades potentially available, if not more, right at the start of this next round. So Florida already a team that is elite on offense, 11-4 on their offensive rounds for aLLeY, S&D. And now I think they might be set up sweet for an early one potentially on round 2.
Yeah, it's a scary sort of concept that if your first round takes a little too long and the whole team's dead, like in that 1v4 situation there, like Ultra are coming to this one naked. They've got no field upgrades ready to party. Scrap was like halfway towards dead silence, maybe. Everyone here on Florida Mutineers good to go, whether it's trophies or dead silence. We may see those come out soon, but offensive round so far, they've made it into the warehouse, and that's about as far as they've got.
Yeah, not always the easiest thing to take full advantage of, so it could be only like a minuscule little bump on the attack, but there's the Havoc. There it is. The dead silence gets popped. He makes the play. He gets great timing, and just like that, that extra man advantage coming through, and bomb already going to be planted.
Yeah, bomb down. Here we go. Insight's going to make his way in from the outside eventually, but the remaining 2 members of Toronto Ultra, oh, they're in. Stanley's managed to catch 1 out. That helps a lot. Dead silence pot now for himself. 35 seconds on this one. You have to get the kills and the defuse. Oh my God, Vehicle. The tiny little jump just helped out enough. Can Scrap get in there and get it? Yeah, he can. 2v1. Brak last man up.
I don't know if they know where he is as well. I think you might expect this player to be up top based on the bomb plant spot, but here's the next dead silence. I think he hears Insight doing some mantling, so he knows the player's going to be above, makes the read, gets the kill, and gets out of dodge. The trade doesn't come through. In a round where dead silence gets you the win, Brak takes care of business.
Lordy, Brak in the 1v2 plays it great. And that stun check, it didn't actually hit anyone in there, but he still knew. Has to see the bomb just because that didn't give him the information in here. Okay, I tell you what. If he... there was a moment there where he may have messed that one up. Mechanically there, you hit reload in Modern Warfare 2. If you don't, if you don't finish the entirety of the reload, you cannot YY back into that one. He could have put himself in a very, very, very awkward situation with that tiny button press there. Brak, a little bit of luck, a lot of skill. Great round, Mutineers.
Okay, you just said cannot YY, and Kenny doesn't know what happened, but he did just flinch.
If you say why, Kenny gets its wings. I don't know, I've got nothing. We're absolutely scraping the barrel today, COD fans. Things are getting wild and crazy on the point. Scrapz get himself 1. You got Florida Mutineers players now scrambling on the defense, trying to get forward. Stuns are checking. Stuns be hitting. Mans are shoulder to shoulder in on the A-bomb site. It's about to go down.
Those stuns just obliterated them. There was the second one that came through as well and just backs those players down. So no easy trades, and you're working from a man down. Florida have to find a way to just try to find a collection of picks to happen, but no one throwing shoulders, and Brak might find the intro, but still a 3v3, and the trades are there. Ultra, solid advantage they have. That instantly, they just drop you. Too clean, able to bully him out way too fast, had 3 players in sight, and I think it was poor old Vehicle just stuck down low, right behind, or next to the television rather, but just gets completely overwhelmed.
That was a blistering round from Toronto Ultra there. Great bounce back. 2-1 as we roll into the next one. The Mutineers, again, just sort of breaking the statistical, you know, sort of hindrance we put on them coming into this series, man. I mean, they're looking fine so far. A couple of moments here or excuse me, here or there where they could have done things a little differently, but great openers, 2-1. Let's see how things go now. Ultra, they're in on A.
And this is sort of one of those moments, too, of you have to be able to stop Florida on their offensive rounds. And obviously things are going to be much slower this time. No crazy dead silence plays from Havoc at the start. You got Major Maniac creeping up in a position, maybe towards that A side of the map, but Havoc and Vickle grouped up right next to each other. Might try to just time out this A hit.
Ouch. That door could pop in a moment. Waiting for it. We want to see that bomb go towards B, and that's now all on Brack. He's the man getting that little bit of info passed over, and now top side of this area covered. Oh, Major Maniac, a sweet 2 here on the round. Standy and Scrap, last players up for Ultra.
It is a dead silence play again, by the way. We watch Major Maniac on the minimap creep his way up the bottom side, pops dead silence, gets into position, and is now just single-handedly won his team the round. Bar Standy clutching a 1 versus 4, which is not going to happen. He gets spotted out. He gets dropped. And again, another offensive round where Florida, just the number of tools they have in their toolkit. The first round on offense, Havoc makes the dead silence play. This round on offense, it's Major Maniac. Takes his time on the bottom side of the map, and before we can even catch it, he's getting in position to get all of the kills. Major Maniac delivers.
Yeah, great stuff. Mutineers, once again, never tell them the odds. They're making this look very, very clean so far on iLLeY. Now, another round up. Can they keep the momentum flowing in their favor? Now on defense. Ultra. Time to try something a little different. And that might have been it. What an opening there from Major Maniac. Stun opens the door. Cleans up a couple of kills. Havoc now combing out the inside. Hits a 1v1 against Scrap. An easy win. Smooth moves once again. 4v2. Ultra again. The disadvantage.
Yeah, just beautifully played as well. It feels like every single dead silence that gets activated for the opportunity to make a play, Florida just execute so well. Trades are through. The extra man is there in insight. Not even a moment to take the shot. Gets absolutely obliterated. And I mean, Florida just looking clean. Every round they have some game plan. They execute it well. The triple hit over through like the A zone on control. And I mean, just everybody is there, guns up, ready to go. Dead silence on point. Great reads out of Havoc. Great wins out of Major. I mean, just cruise control for the moment. And now Florida get to go back on the attacking round. We're, again, absolutely elite on this map.
Yep, so far it's been great, and they are not missing a beat whatsoever. 4-1 here on iLLeY. Took us a while to get here, but now that we've arrived, the Mutineers are blitzing through it. Major Maniac. A tough shot to hit. Doesn't make it work out, but for now the pressure is on. Scrap managing to get the first blood. That helps things out tremendously for Toronto.
Yeah, that's a first blood out of nowhere as well. I think he might have been up in like the top office area and just able to catch a wild Havoc. But again, for Florida, not like uncharacteristic for them to not get the first blood. They still are a team that is dangerous in these moments, and obviously plenty of time to work with. They've grouped up together, looking to hit the bottom side of this map, and I think Standy might actually have the perfect angle to sneak this one out. Look at the arrows on Toronto, by the way. Yeah, Standy catches it all. He knows exactly what's going to happen. He's feeding it to his teammates. That doesn't mean his teammates are going to win the gunfights, though, because Vickle does even the odds.
Oh, wait a minute. Bang, Major Maniac lands it. Good stuff there with a snipe. The play is not over yet. They've gone for the great outdoors hit. Vickle with the bomb, though. He's still got options. He can go between B and A, depending on what the teammates call it. But you're running out of time. 25 seconds to go.
Just breaking him down. CleanX falls as well, like dominoes. All of a sudden, it's Scrap in the 1v3, and that is a very loud door that he just opened. Too many things to cross, and Vickle guns him down. I mean, that was a round that should have been perfect for Toronto Ultra. Standy had the intel. They already got the first blood. The arrows on Ultra were responding to what Standy was actually seeing on the map, and somehow Vickle just wins that first gunfight to make it a 3v3. I mean, Major Maniac connects with a snipe after the fact, and again, a dangerous team. When plan A doesn't work out, plan B successful for Florida, at least in search and destroy.
Oh, it's going all right, man. Florida, here we go. One more round. They tie the series up. Ultra. This is not going to be an easy one whatsoever. 7 spree for Major Maniac. He has been outstanding in the series so far, except for the last hardpoint. The first hardpoint, great. The second one, not so much. Here we go. Deddy pot. Vickle looking to get on the board.
And again, almost every single dead silence that they pop, they get great use out of. And The intel's going to be on him. They're going for the challenge finally. They're able to shut it down. Scrap again, able to deliver with a first blood.
He nearly got the second as well. Reach out there. Oh my god, what a win from Havoc. Standy just got obliterated. 3v2. Quiet has fallen over aBeZy once again. Look how spread apart all of these players are. 45 seconds now remaining. Scrap has popped Eddie. Major Maniac. Patience. Will it pay off? Oh my word. Scrap's got himself another one. Okay, not over just yet. 2v2.
It's still bombed down, though. I don't think Florida know necessarily that they have bombed down, but they've got the top of the map completely under control. Brack hasn't made a move, and Havoc working the flanks. Ultra, they're having to try to make this play with no information.
20 seconds. Information starting to run dry. A lot of noise. Havoc, though. Havoc. Can he close it out right here? 15 seconds. Here comes Brack. Reinforcements are there, but Havoc, no need. Beams on point. Florida Mutineers, 6-1 on aBeZy.
Dude, that was just too easy. Straight up, through and through. Even towards the end, in like an instant 3v4 clutch, even when they don't get the first blood. Havoc playing with his food, gets the freebie, throws in some pop shots into 3 positions. I mean, clinical on aBeZy. So many of the dead silences you get perfect use out of. You got Major making plays. You get like literally across the board, everybody from Mutineers able to do their job and execute well. I mean, a near perfect stat line. 5-1 out of Brack, 8 kills apiece for the 2 S&D superstars. And even in the first 3v4 that they had, Vehicle's the guy that opens things up on top of the fact that he was your bomb carrier. So, I mean, 6-1 win. And just like that, Florida, their series does not start until map 2. Now we've begun.
Quote the man on it. 6-1 there on aBeZy. Wow. What a run of things. Havoc and Major Maniacs 8-3 between each other. Here we go, though. Tied up 1-1, going into Fortress control. And here we have no idea what happens next. Chance what neither team have played this. Who knows? Who knows what the hell happens next?
These are the final 2 teams, both 0-0 on this map. The only 2 teams we've yet to see play on Dagger Fortress control. And it should be an interesting one because overall, Ultra are one of the best control teams in the game, but a brand new look on a brand new map. We get to see exactly how deep that map pool is.
Let's find out what happens after this quick commercial break. Fortress control coming up between these 2 teams. Someone's got to take the lead. Find out who after the break.
Upgrade your game with the Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck.
Well, Call of Duty League fans, we are back. Toronto Ultra, Florida Mutineers tied up 1-1. Now we go to Fortress Control. All bets are off in the channel points department, and I know there are some serious numbers rolling on this series, including my own. Mars chance here to get you through Fortress Control.
And it'll be an interesting one indeed, because without question, Ultra are the better control team, bar none, comparison to Florida Mutineers. But if you're in that sort of situation, I feel like aBeZy Fortress Control is like the perfect map to try to take down a team that's better in the game mode, because it's a defensive shootout. 80-20 across the league right now in terms of defense versus offense wins. And I know CleanX has an overall weird KD. Didn't enjoy the search and destroy, nor did anyone. I'm also not sure if that hard point is actually correct, because I know he was throwing up at least some pretty extreme damage in the first hard point. So, bro, you get the dub. Bro, you get the dub. I don't care about a .74. Don't care at all.
No, I feel you. But bro, he did put up the damage, but he didn't put up the kills. That's right. His boys were taking him. They were stealing him, and now he's dead. There we go. Off to the races already we go on Fortress Control. We will talk about the nuances, the ins and outs, the things to look out for right after this gunfight.
And the gunfight that will be taking place in just a few more moments is Ultra nice and secure on defense. Nobody able to get out of your spawn. And don't get me wrong, I talk about the defensive sort of shootout. Ultra, I'm still expecting it to be an incredibly dangerous team on the map, but fecal maybe trying to find the opening. The SMGs alleviating a little bit of pressure on the map and stopping that clock is fecal. The solo cap on A. Really taking his time.
Oh, he's done it. Oh, he's done as well, though. Scrap. Into it he goes. What a two. Absolutely challing his way to victory. 50 seconds remain. Good boy. Drains the progress on A. That's what you want to watch out for here from Ultra. And the defense, great work. They're slaying him out as well, and now they are set up. Here we go, though. Florida Mutineers nades forward. Into the fight we go. Brack and Vehicle, they find theirs respectively. Oh, Natie. The force spree continues. The kills are there, and he's got himself a fifth.
And you have to take advantage of the opportunity. When you get 2 kills with the Simp Texas, you just have to win that next gunfight to actually be able to make moves. But Sandy delivers, picks up 2, goes on a 5 spree, and everyone else caught in the blender. The other side of the coin of saying, hey, maybe try the defensive shootout map. If the team's going to be better on the defensive side of map, you might just get choke slammed, as not a single tick is going to come through. Florida Mutineers with no life, no action in their first round.
There we go. First round done. Ultra solid work. When it comes to attacking on Florida Mutineers, I just came up with this. When you look at the kills department, 1, we're not done. 2, that's the glue. Keeps everything together. 3, we're here to spree. 4, that noise means go. That means get out of dodge, get forward on the map, get some ground covered. And I hope all the coaches in the CDL took note of that information, because I expect it to be delivered in the next, Fortress Control meeting.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on right now. Is there just extra time to think once a team gets the setup on defense on like aBeZy? Yes. You just know that we can let the thoughts just flow. This is like meditation time.
Oh yeah. Into the next round we go though. Ultra now on offense. See those members of the Mutineers have been pushed back quite a lot. You got men's on B. This is 2 big kills. This is space to work with right now for Ultra.
At the very least, the opening players down low and inside. It's CleanX. We highlighted his stats, and they weren't the finest, but now he's causing all sorts of problems as the B zone has been completely opened up. It's a 2-front war because you got Standy slow capping A as well, and CleanX still causing problems. The trades at least come through, and by the way, in the meantime, Insight was able to secure a cruise missile. So many nades rolling through to tag him up, but it takes that long just to take him down. A 4-man wipe, but already at least a tick has come through, so a technical advantage already in this map for Toronto Ultra.
Yeah, great work. That first segment's going to cause a world of hurt come round 5 should we need to get there. But for now though, Ultra, they are hungry for it. They're hounding it. They've got an A now as well. Major Maniac seemingly unkillable right now, but he's got to take care of a couple more players over towards the A zone. And that's what Ultra are looking for right now. Standy still on a bit of a spree. And they've got another segment on an A, so this is huge work out of Toronto.
This is just those extra kills as well. 4-life lead and a little bit of time to work with. More B hits, by the way, coming through. So Standy's job in this moment is purely just to slay, be a nuisance inside of bottom maps, and let Insight go back to his home. Try to at least stop this clock and maybe set yourself up for a second way to win this. Maybe just able to do it off kills, but Florida holds strong. The second tick doesn't come through for the moment, but they still haven't properly cleared out their base. Standy still behind enemy lines.
This is incredibly important real estate right now. The Toronto Ultra have got a foothold in. Another big win out of CleanX. Again, that just keeps the front line as safe as possibly can. Get yourselves out of that bottom side of the art building and get yourselves into the fray. Or maps, rather. Havoc, though, he's doing just that. This is a spot you typically find an assault rifle player in. For now, he's making the best of a bad situation, and this is a great situation now. Nearly forward, trying to fight their way in there. Insight, though, has made it towards the arches. He's actually out. Potential now for the damage to be dealt by Ultra. Final 10.
And maybe one more opportunity. Who is it? Number 2, able to stop the clock. Florida want to get this man off the point as quick as possible. Able to get that done, but now back over towards B we go. 2 players on it right now for Toronto. Brackets caught through the middle. And these are gunfights that you have Ultra. They can take their time with this. They can still survive.
Scrap played that so sensibly, so patiently, and it's paying off now. Standing on the flank, damage is going to be dealt here. Massive work. The point has been captured. An additional minute to go, and now only 5 lives remaining for the Florida Mutineers.
I mean, GG. They got the extra zone, they got the extra time, and they will win this one of 2 ways. Realistically, you'd rather stack it to get the extra ticks, but if you want a round on offense, I really just don't think it matters. Toronto Ultra have done the hard work and then some in Florida. I mean, the quicker you die, the better. You don't want to give up this extra progress.
This is madness. That last player up there is going to be dropped. There's 2 of them remaining, and they're on the point. It's all a Major Maniac. 50 seconds to go. The man is in serious trouble, and what a turnaround. Toronto Ultra, the round's never over until it's over. 4.3 on the clock. They managed to secure the win on offense. Magic stuff out of Toronto.
And I mean, Florida more or less was just pinned in the back of their base the entire time. Maybe never able to set up and get map control. One of the most unique rounds maybe we'll see on this map, where Major Maniac on defense gets a cruise missile in the round and they still lose the round. So that is not something I expect to see maybe ever again, or maybe just one extra time throughout the year. But a unique situation, but the cruise missile doesn't really matter. You are now down 2 rounds on aBeZy Fortress, so they're going to have to win at minimum like 2 offenses. And I mean, the first one was not pretty. They got it delivered here.
This is a big time, good luck, have fun moment right now from the Florida Mutineers. But hey, crazier stuff has happened. We love crazy here in the CDL. Crazy 2 there, outstanding. Smooth moves, looking for the 3rd immediately. Love that out of the kid. He's going to get himself up into nothing but trouble. As Brack on the bounce back now, trying to get his boys forward. Major Maniac has slipped through. He has slipped the net. Insight there is on the defense towards B. He'll deal with that a little bit later. But this is a good look out the Mutineers. They've got space to work with, a couple more gunfights, and they could be on a capture position.
Yeah, this is the set to actually set you up for the round. These are the gunfights you have to win to have a little bit of hope, and Scrapz is the man that completely shuts it down, sets his teammates up, and the only moment of opportunity to get out of your base, absolutely stuffed. Ultra right back in prime position, prime map control. Everybody has found their home.
Yeah, Toronto's brilliant, lethal counterattack there works out magically. Here we go, though. Standing, trying to catch a few more out. Good moves. This should be a second. If not, his teammates already got it. Oh, God. Brilliant stuff out of Ultra. Standy, the man at the moment. 18 and 9. As he keeps those kills going. It's a 3 spree. It's 19. And here comes the investment. Major Maniac trying to buy the boys some space. This is not over yet. 20 to go.
Hey guys, you know how they were literally all in our buildings inside of like our green and they're just everywhere? Yeah, well, they're in the exact same spot. I mean, you have to call on the crews. None of it matters. Standy just absolutely feasted on you in this round, and you got 5 seconds left to try to dive and attack Scrapz, who's just in the power position. Of all power positions, respecting our time in the map 3, Ultra, as dominant as you want, as dominant as you get. A hot little 3-0.
You see Scrap top left there celebrating in New Jersey. That is it. The series is pretty much, I mean, the momentum swing there, man. Surely that 3-0. Do the Mutineers have the resolve to bounce back? Crazy work out of Ultra there on Fortress. Exceptionally clean go around. Mutineers staring down the barrel of a 3-1 unless they can get it all together on the next hard point.
Yeah, I mean, just one of the many reasons why Toronto Ultra is a very difficult matchup for this Florida team. If Florida even is like developing like sort of that 2-3-5 sort of potential, not only are Ultra just quite clearly the better control team, their S&D, well, the LSCO didn't fit the bill, but at least on paper, Ultra can go toe-to-toe in search and destroy. So now a massive problem for Florida in the series. The 2-3-5 has been taken off the table. You now have to win a hard point. We go over towards a hotel where Ultra 5-2 on the map. Quite a few of those wins against big name teams like your LA Thieves and your New York Subliners. So I think Ultra, especially looking at these stats, very much will have the momentum going in a hotel.
Momentum, the name of the game. Quick look though back before we go forward at the highlights here on Fortress, and you're going to see a couple of two pieces, not a lot of clean breaks. And again for Ultra, that offensive round win, I think that was the dagger. That was sort of the massive turning point. So hard to do on this map without magnificent teamwork. They get the job done. Big kills either way though. Major Maniac, a nice 3 here to get his boys back out of trouble. And by the time that had happened, the round was essentially done. Look at the life count there, 12-5. Great work out of Ultra in the kills department, even while on offense.
And there was just so much time spent of like being stuck in your spawn. I mean, if you even had like a heat map, Standy at one point was sitting inside of like a Florida Mutineers base and like bottom maps and whatnot for like a minute and 15 seconds, just like living inside. And if you're never able to actually get map control on aBeZy Fortress and the spawn trap doesn't exist, Ultra will constantly be able to flood players out and at least apply the pressure. So it is very much the situation. If you win a round on offense on this map, you're gonna have a great time. Ultra do exactly that. And I think more or less this series is gone exactly how you would expect it to. Ultra looking better in the respawns. Florida Mutineers, the only signs of life they showed in that map too.
And if they can get forward through the map 5, that's where things really get hot.
No, not even then. This was the thing that Nameless was talking about for the pick and bans. Like Florida Mutineers banned Mercado S&D, where they are 3-0 on that map, and Toronto are only 1-0. So they took away one of their own best maps and opened up an Embassy where they haven't looked nearly as strong. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're doing something like that, making that decision in the pick and bans, you have to have something cooked up. But by no means do I think it's a guarantee, because Embassy Search and Destroy for the map 5, Florida Mutineers have never won it. They're 0-3. So just for that long-term setup, this is already a very dire situation for Florida. It looks on paper to be unwinnable.
Well, word to Nameless then. Well, have you got to get to the game 5? Ultra fans still sitting pretty, still be smiling from ear to ear as we get now into the next hard point of the series. Looking at the 3-1 for Ultra if they want to get the win here. At game 5 though, I still think it's anyone's game. Numbers be damned. Numbers be damned, Chance. It's all about the man in these 4 boxes. Over the other box. I was trying to quote a Top Gun there. Honestly, I am faded today, my friend. Ultra Mutineers, though, a banger of a series so far. However long. Vehicle Havoc, Major Maniac, and Brack have got some serious soul searching to do here on the hotel. Maybe find some zen in a spa, then hit the bar, enjoy themselves a good time before checking into that tiny little room. In we go, though, to Hotel Hardpoint. Again, not an easy spot to be in. The first 2 hard points in this series, very, very dominant there from Toronto Ultra. Let's see how we fare here on Hotel.
And well, I mean, I know how Scrapz is going to be looking to fare on this map as well. A 1.9 on map 1. I mean, he matched almost exactly that, at virtually a 1.9 in the other respawn as well. And I'm certain that he feels like he is a player right now where the Florida player is not exactly shooting back. So not that there's a lack of confidence in the young man Scrappy. Absolutely none of that going around, but even more confidence in this matchup. So again, Ultra, a bit of a nightmare team for Florida to have to deal with, but the nightmare isn't over yet. You got to deal with the hotel. Got to see if they can make some magic happen.
Well, here we go. Let's rock and roll into Hotel. For Toronto Ultra, looking to close out the series. For the Florida Mutineers, it's merely a sign of life. Let's get it. First blood, Standy. A little bit of time going their way, and again, we're already flying around, pumping out your stereo.
I think maybe a couple good trades on the Swarm. You have Florida. Look at that, actually. All 4 arrows perfectly coordinated around the actual hill, and everybody able to deliver it with the actual gunfight win. So Florida, nice little re-break on the point, doing a nice job of reading the pressure, but where Brack is going to fall, that's the open door for Standy. Pushing on through, try to get these flip of the spawns. That's at least partially going to come through. A little bit mixy on the map. I think Major Maniac, the only player from Florida that's going to be set up on this new rotation.
And again, the only player, his teammates are not exactly spawning near him, or are they? We'll find out in a moment. Nah, not even close. So that's a shame. See if Major Maniac can stay alive for a while. For now, though, Ultra soaking up a couple more seconds. Their eyes are on the next prize. CleanX has got a lot of work to do on this side of the spot. Here comes Brack. Takes care of one problem. There's a couple more now around the corner.
And they know Major Maniac is in the back. He has shot his gun, but for the moment, they've just rendered him useless. But you chow right there with the Vaznev, you end up getting dropped in. Instead of making Major Maniac useless, they've actually opened the door for Florida to try to break through this hill. A bunch of 50-50 gunfights about to come through.
Major Maniac still alive somehow. Finally brought down. Good teamwork there out of Ultra. They've cleaned their way forward. Havoc, though, still presuming that the hard point is his boys. He has not got the memo just yet, and here comes Brack now. Havoc's now into the lobby. Pressure is on. The brakes are good. One more to deal with. Insight has somehow stayed alive on the stairwell. You've got Standy here at the front. There is a bit of a pinch going on, but you get in time here for the Mutineers. This is madness.
Well, madness has turned into a rotation where, by the way, I don't know how it happened, but Scrap already set up inside a kitchen. And he's got the reinforcements. That's a moment where Ultra are getting the scrap time, and Old Florida have to turn this into a rotation win, but they do not get here first. And now they're going to have to break through this side door, but deal with these two players. Not a fun spot. The trades do not come through because Standy delivers. And this is, again, just 50-50 gunfights. Ultra happy for it, but Major Maniac can snake, and finally, they get it done. A moment where Ultra, I think, could have run away with the game, but you get the clutch kills towards the end. Florida stabilized. No funny business on that rotation.
Ain't no fitty-fitty about it. Major Maniac royals them. 35 on the clock left now in kitchen. Here comes Scrap. And Havoc is right on the corner here. This could be big. Time is good. Ooh, not good enough inside. Here comes the push. Final 25 here. Ultra have been murdered. They've been absolutely eviscerated. Send it back. It's very much underdone.
Major Maniac trying to step things up as well. If you make sort of that crack about Scrappy feeling like the ARs aren't shooting back, well, Mike has stepped it up. He is delivered. And again, that is an incredibly important hill because Ultra nearly made the play to actually out-rotate him. And you're back to the cruise missile. You know where they're going to be. I have to imagine the trophy's going to be nearby, but you take a look at the idea for the impact, and hey, he delivers, kills at least one player in the back. You're going to make it a little bit easier, but still a 3v3 around the hill.
What his boys are doing what they can on the front line, and Havoc, here he goes. Good work. He and Brack into the fight. No, oh my goodness. Brack able to get one more out of it into the point for now. That's a great bit of work. Now time is ticking in favor of the Mutineers. The lead is still theirs for a moment. Pressure now from Scrap in the back, and he does get a massive win on that kind of head glitch. Crazy stuff. 30 seconds left on the point.
That is a bailout gunfight if I have ever seen one. That is ridiculously difficult to win, but as soon as Scrap gets it, Florida right back and bullied outside of the point. 20 seconds, though, is Scrap. So Florida, obviously, you could try to hit this one more time. 3 players geared up for it. Major Maniac on the exact same life of when he was over towards Kitchen. So it has been a slow approach over towards New. Looking for the final one. Can't get it done. Ultra have retaken the lead. Back over towards Restaurant, at least for Florida for the moment. Set up first as Ultra setting up for the pinch.
Here we go. Another hard point, and it's a very closely contested game, that is for sure, here on Hotel. It's a war of two fronts. Scrap's going to open up one side. Insight with the kills in the other. It's a good-looking break, and Havoc find any kills out of this. Gets at least one. That's good enough for now. Buys time for the squad. Gets another. Colt Havoc keeping it all together for the Mutineers.
Yeah, good clearance on the tight setup. The SMGs right there for Florida showing up, because I tell you, Scrap was winning some big gunfights to try to get Toronto into the mix, but the hold so far so good. And Brack maybe trying to heat up just a little bit, still sitting at double negative, but nice little corner. Maybe the trade should be coming through, or maybe it's a pinch for Vehicle. Unfortunately, he's getting tagged up from everywhere, but alive for the moment. Can't quite get it done. Ultra just barely able to get the break. And all those little moments just to keep things close, and maybe another moment for Major Maniac forced to clutch. He's by himself in the back trying to hold these spots.
He hits the road big time. 1v1 against Standy now. He's tagged up, and at that range, the Vaznev will get the job done. But here we go. Magic Mike still keeping it down. Nice nades. Good work. Mutineers retain control. Hard points up, and it's all theirs. All theirs.
Big plays out of Major again. He has been on one so far this map, buying his teammates time to actually have the reinforcements come through, but it looks like the nades and tacks are actually able to sort of find their way towards the point. Maybe the trophy a little bit too deep, and Insight, another big win. The ARs occasionally for Ultra doing the impossible as they storm their way through, but it's only for a few moments. Mutineers get right back inside. As Ultra are in a situation where they're having to win some ridiculous gunfights. Occasionally, though, they are delivering.
I mean, look, it's good enough, but once again, Florida Mutineers on the bounce back break in these hard points. 140 and climbing. Ultra have been left in the dust on this hard point. Is it going to be enough, though? Good shots at CleanX. My good God. Unbelievable. Back over to the center of the map we go. Chance, set number 2.
Havoc going to be the guy. You already know if he's on a head glitch for Scrap, it does not matter. Absolutely beams too. Set yourself up on this P1, but look at the spawns coming through. Scrap actually does read this, so they're aware that the pressure is going to be in the back as you have Florida players kind of scattered across both sides, but the right side flank has been dealt with. Now it's all guns ahead.
Guns up, and they are blazing. Ultras, though, mostly, as Scrap finds himself kill number 4 here. He is hot to trot. Looking for streaks if they can get it, but again, not a lot of time garnered on P1 typically, but these boys are making it work out. Unfortunate timing on the rotation towards number 2nd? English Ross. The second hard point, as that is all Mutineers territory for now.
Yeah, I mean, Florida eventually just get all of their players to spawn up on the right side of the map, or able to find that breakthrough. But maybe the moment of the game right here for both of these teams. Florida, an opportunity to set themselves up at this early hill. All 4 players are nearby, and Ultra, I'd say, if they can get the break, it will set themselves up sweet.
Oh, don't watch the hole in the wall, though. And that's where Havoc is having a good time now, towards the front line. That was where we were going to see the push, but oh my brack. Bad timing on the hold. He managed to let these players through Spar side. Major Maniac on the point. CleanX is doing what he can to stay alive. Can't get any more out of it. As Scrap now in through the big double doors as your boy is swinging. Brack, though, from the lobby says, no thanks, mate. We're closed. Insight is like, nah, mate. I checked it on Google. We're still going. Vehicle's like, trust me, man. We're definitely closed. Here's a couple of shots and a stun with your name on it. Smokes them out with hard point back in the hands of the Mutineers. It is bloody pandemonium.
A hill they need to hold, in a hill they have done so far, so good, but even then, Ultra putting on the pressure, maybe thinking about a little bit of contest and maybe just trying to slow them down. Every kill right there that Ultra got just sets Florida a little bit further back on the map and buys you more time for the rotation, so incredibly important for Florida to hold on to it, but by no means that show that they have a massive advantage. Ultra going into a money hill, about a 30-point deficit. All 4 players stacked up near new.
We're stacked up. Kitchen all Ultra for now. Poutine is on the menu, lads. And so far, they're cooking it. We're not quite done yet, though. A few more seconds. Hold on to this. Try to pull the lead back. Scrap. Glorious work from the back line. No one's getting close. Brack, the first man forward. Is he able to get anything? No, it's just annoying. Doors blowing up in his face. All sorts of chaos ensuing. And now, Chance, the lead may change hands.
I mean, that's just straight up ARs on Toronto Ultra, absolutely picking them apart. Scrap gets 3, Inside able to get 2, and if you can't get past the ARs, maybe try to go through the SMGs. And Vickle and Havoc trying to dance with the devil, but CleanX and Sandy, easy wins for them. So a full 60, another lead exchange, and now gunfights on the map, by the way, number 4, number 7. Major Maniac wins a big one to try to stabilize this rotation. Is again for Ultra. They're just looking for the one good break, and the game will be theirs.
Wow, Scrap, no shot. He reads that, smokes them. 5 spree. Lead firmly in the hands of Ultra. Map control now theirs. Kills going their way. Florida Mutineers are close on this one. They've got to get things going. They're getting to that hard point, find a couple of kills or so, but Scrap, a brick wall of defense. No one getting close. Nades being thrown. Shots are there. 25 for the win.
I mean, this is it right here. He's able to find those big 2, gets him into the moment, baits out for his teammates. A little bit of damage being done, but those TAC 56s in the feed for Ultra. Cleaning house. Insight goes on a 5, and Ultra, they have just been cooking them up on this home stretch of the game, and Florida trying to flood in, but they're just flooding into death.
Oh, it's non-stop. Major Maniac off spawn, getting things going, flying forward, but on screen, Jamie Craven, Winsight with the 6 spree, 5 now for the win, looking to get a couple more, but it is a kill box right now, and Ultra, they're in control. That's the series, and the hard point woes continue for Florida. Oh my, I read his lips that time. Damn!
Scrap nearly falling asleep with how easy that was for him on that map. I mean, when we see these stats, it is both Scrap and Insight absolutely feasting on Florida. I mean, locking those AR lines of sight down, and I mean, there was no real openings. The SMGs for Florida outside of the first half of the game no real opportunities to like make any sort of progress, make any sort of crazy plays. I mean, 26 for Scrap, 24 for Insight, and I mean, Insight typically is not your like main slayer sort of player on this Toronto Ultra squad. That's not his job. So when he's frying like that, that just means it's a bit of a cakewalk for the boys. But and the AR's on one side having an absolute field day, and at least specifically Brack not exactly feeling at this moment. I mean, Major Maniac certainly had a few good moments throughout this game, but too little too late, not enough gas in the tank, and the slaying power just too overwhelming on the side of Toronto Ultra.
And that is a good reason why they're so high up the ladder right now. Toronto Ultra with another big win, 3-1. The final score here against the Florida Mutineers. And apart from that search and destroy, which the Mutineers absolutely ran. I think the Mutineers, both the hard points were great. They started things off strong, but they just could not close out. That fortress control though, man, Ultra just took them to task. An absolute ding smacking there on Fortress. The stats don't lie, and now they've got, what, 1 win on the belt, I think, in that mode, Chance. But crazy stuff. Chance and I are going to take a very quick break. Now it's over to the beautiful faces of the desk. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we think of that one?
I think Toronto's pretty good at this Call of Duty game. What do you think, aLLeY?
I'd have to agree with you. It's a good statement.
Yeah, pretty solid stuff across the board from this Toronto squad. And we said it, there was a restart to game 1. In the green room, we said you never win the replays. Why is that, Nameless? Why were you concerned after you saw that little technical issue?
Dude, I've been in that situation. I'm telling you, man. You lose, or you're winning, then something happens, you got to replay. It feels like you never win that replay. But Toronto came out, and it went the same way it did the first time around. They're able to come out and win that. You can see in the end game cams, like they just got stupid hype. But some solid plays all around. We saw it. You know, P6, P7, great rotation. Standy making plays. The hard point looks crisp.
Yeah, looking at the hard points, that game 1, it wasn't close either time they played it. You're basically winning by almost 100 points. The second hard point, though, Florida was winning after the first round of rotations here. So is Florida getting better at hardpoint, or is it a map-specific matchup for these two teams?
No, unfortunately, I think when it came to this series specifically, there was a little bit of fumble in the map vetoes. We touched on it beforehand, and we had to watch it not once, but twice in that opening first hardpoint, because the same thing happened. They spawned on bad side. They went a little bit down. Florida had a lead, and then Toronto Ultra got into a groove, and it was just nonstop from there. You're talking about the best breaking team in the league in Toronto Ultra, going against the Florida Mutineers, who is 10th in the league at holding. And so I knew that was going to be a struggle for them, but not only that, they give them the map that they're the best at breaking on as the opener of this series. So I think just a little bit of some fumbling when it came to the vetoes.
Maybe the coach went a little too hard on the birthday last night. I forgive you already. You got time and you were going up against a 2 seed. But let's take a look back at some of the best moments from this. This is our Scump play of the game. After getting 6-1 in search and destroy, how about a 3-0 blanking in control? Standy was on one in this.
Yeah, he was absolutely fried. I mean, we talked about it going into this one. It was the first time we were going to see fortress control for these teams. And when we've seen Florida have success in control, it's been Havoc getting up close and behind them, making plays, like slowing down the game, and then they get posted up in positions and put you in a trap. Well, what happened to this is it's fortress control, right? It's in your face, and there was nothing. They had no answer for Standy. Both the defenses were dominant on the side of the Toronto Ultra. In Minnesota, you know, we were talking about the hard point. I just want to touch on it a little bit. Like, fundamentally, they're making some good plays. Like, they held a couple hills that we just saw in that hotel. They're rotating. We saw them try to rotate all the way around kitchen, but it's just their execution, communication in those moments. Like, you got to get a guy to go in there, pull the guy that's in the back away, the anchor away a little bit, chow him together. Like, there's just things they're doing wrong, chowing one by one. The fundamentals, like the thought process is there, the execution is not. So they have some film to go over and fix.
Mutineers got some work to do to clean up, but a guy who must be feeling nice and clean and feeling fantastic after that W. We got Insight joining us. Insight, can we start? I couldn't read your lips. Miles is better at reading lips than I am. What were you saying at the end of game 1 and maybe again at the end of game 4?
I don't know if it's fit for stream, to be honest, but probably it's along the lines of, you guys are not great, and you know, if you can't win a replay, what's the point?
Sheesh. Ooh, I mean, fair enough. And especially the fact that we got into the replay so quickly. Did you guys just instantly be like, all right, fine, we'll do it a second time?
Yeah, it was more like, all right. I mean, we felt like we were going to win map 1, but why not? We'll just do it again to show you guys that we can just do it again.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I also want to ask, that map 2 search and destroy, obviously, we all would like to close our eyes and pretend like it didn't happen. Was that just a struggle for you guys, or is that a map that you've been struggling on and are testing in your map pool?
Honestly, it's just one of the maps we're trying to get reps on, we're trying to get better at. And, you know, it's just, I guess, yeah, it's just trying to get better at maps.
Insight, you are now like the captain of this squad, I feel like, the in-game leader. How's that been for you this year? You no longer have, Bance, Cammy by your side, new squad, you're now the leader. How is it?
It's definitely one of them roles that's kind of tough to get into because obviously, I guess, I'm kind of like a veteran leader-ish, you could say, on this team. It's the youngest team in the league. It's definitely been tough, but it's something I'm enjoying doing and taking under my belt, and I feel like it makes me a better player as well.
Now, when I watch you, I recognize what's happening. We're always keeping our eyes on the mini-map, but for someone who's new to Call of Duty, we're always watching the SMGs. We're watching those guys who are going in on the break. What is your role on this squad, and what do you feel like is a job well done at the end of the series if you did it right?
For me, it's all about like setting up my subs for success. I feel like I have 2 of the best subs in the league right now, so my job is just make their life easier by taking out the ARs, make sure they can get close in their face, and just have fun about roam and just be that guy, I'll get hill and all that good stuff.
Final question for you. You guys are number 2 right now in the standings, only behind the Subliners. What are the expectations for Major number 2? We're just 3 weeks out.
It's just to build on the 4th place. 4th is like the benchmark of where I guess you could say that's where our team is right now, but we want to be aiming for the number 1. We want to be first area event, competing in finals and all that good stuff.
Who do you expect to play in that grand final?
Oh, I reckon FaZe.
FaZe, I like that. After the 3-0 yesterday, you might be right, my friend. Insight, we're going to let you go celebrate with the rest of the squad. Congrats on the 3-1.
Appreciate it, guys.
What an awesome dude right there. Make sure you're following him both on this channel and his personals. And of course, stay tuned with us throughout the day because we have an epic showdown going up next. Nameless, why should people be excited for this next match against the Boston Breach?
Well, because it's OpTic Texas, man. They got the new roster. We're going to get the first look at them. There's been so much discussions about this team. Let's put it to rest and see what they're capable of.
aLLeY, final prediction as we head out to commercial.
Whoa, final prediction of what?
Is Huke the nuke today?
Huke is in fact the nuke, but I don't think they're gonna win it, sorry.
He's going double positive in game number 1. They're bowling at 300. Let's get to the break. When we come back, it's match number 2. Don't go anywhere. This is the Call of Duty League live on Twitch.tv.